Good afternoon and welcome to Techy Tuesday. Today's episode is going to be covering how to access your resources within Clever. Many people have noticed that when they go on their Clever page that they don't necessarily see all their resources. Well, that is because Clever did an update, and so all of your resources are on the district page. So when we navigate to the district page, we will see all of our apps we have available. If you scroll on down, you'll also see your other apps that you may not have had access to before, but now you see. So if you want these apps to show up on your main page, because these are things that you want, and we can also hit show here and it'll show more. What you have to do is simply select the heart next to the app that you want on the main page. Now, once I do that, select the heart next to those apps. Then, when I navigate back to the main page, my teacher pages, because that's where you land, you'll notice that now those apps are listed there. So that is how you find your apps within Clever. Now, in Clever, you also have some other things that are available to you. You have your classes tab, and if it says, uh-oh, no classes, that means that you do not have access to classes yet because you don't have a class schedule in PowerSchool. And if this is the case, your school needs to make sure they have added you to all classes so you have access to the proper materials for your class. But here you can go to your homeroom, and that's how you get back to where you have your main page. So you have your district pages, your My Teacher pages, and then where the resources most of the time are, because you'll see your district resources now live in the district page. So when you go there, that is where you will see all the apps. Now, be mindful that we did not renew some contracts on some of these apps, so we have not removed them yet, like Flocabulary and other ones, such as some of the brain pops that we do not have access to anymore, but they have tried to clean this up. And the apps you have available here will be based on your class schedule. So if you don't have your schedule just correct in PowerSchool SIS and your office hasn't done that, or if you have more than one school listed in PowerSchool SIS, it will cause some issues with your access. But if you don't have access to an app that you need access to, please let your tech coordinator know or your principal know, and they will be able to help with that. Now, here's some things that I did want to show you with some of the apps like McGraw-Hill. Your classes should automatically load. If they don't, there is an option to manually do this. We'll let it come up. So I'm just NA Teachers, and you see that they have some content here. They have My Math already available, and they have all the math stuff available. But they can also return content, say, because we're not using Wonders anymore, so I can manage this content and simply return it to get it out of my portal. And then I can always go back through Connected and see what I have available. And once I refresh, that Wonders should be gone for the Teacher's Edition that I had added. There also is some other options here available that we can do. So within McGraw-Hill, if you don't see things, especially with secondary, you can go to mymh.com right here, click this link, and then you will sometimes have your classes available here. Depending on what grade you teach, you may already have things set up here. You can manually create a class, or you can, or your classes will be there. Hopefully they would already be there. One feature that I have noticed is that for your students, it's important to pull down this menu and make sure you have selected that they have selected the correct school for them. That's one of the main things that we find is that if they went from elementary to middle school or switched schools, that they have access to both schools, so they may not be seeing the correct book. But that's something that will definitely help them. And you can also find additional textbooks that you can use just as resources, but your students will not be assigned this way by simply going to redeem content from back at the Connect Ed page. And you can look and see what content is available here if you don't have something you need, and you can subscribe to it. Now this person has redeemed all of these except for grade 1 math, and if they wanted to do that, they could also hit redeem here and add the content to their class so they can see it, and then they'll hit OK. And once they hit OK and go back to Connect Ed, they will now have that content available for them. Now you only need to do this if it's not already assigned to your class. If you should have assignment books assigned to your class and you need them rostered, please email me and I will help you with that and assign it, and it will take 24 to 48 hours for it to show up in your portal. But if you have manually redeemed the content and I do that, then it will not set your classes up. So this is a little bit about McGraw-Hill. We also have the other apps available in Clever. So you know which resources you have, and you should have access to them here. But make sure to access them that you are going to the district page and you're not just on my teacher page. Because from the teacher page, you will not see all of your apps unless you have favorited them or you added them yourself. I hope this information helps and gives you a little bit more on this Techy Tuesday as a little guide for you. We hope to see you back next week. We look forward to every week doing this and seeing you soon. Thank you.